I started trading a $50,000 FTMO challenge account and ended up losing the account just a few days ago. This is just like an update on the account because I was doing for those of you that have been following me on the channel, I've been doing a series. If you check my playlist, you're going to see the videos there where I was documenting as I'm going through the challenge, the ups and downs, doing the challenge to the point now where I lost the account. But the purpose of this video is to show you guys, is to update you guys first of all on what's going on, and also to show you some lessons that I learned from losing the account and what led me to losing the account. This is going to be a very raw video. I'm not going to do much of an edit on this video, so this is just going to be me talking to you directly to the camera like that. You may be wondering what happened, what led you to losing the account, what led me to losing the account, what are the things that went on behind the scenes. So the thing is, the account was actually doing well at the start when I first started trading the account. I think for the first week I had some wins. The next week I didn't have much trades, but the account first of all went into drawdown. I think if you check the videos there, you're gonna see that I went into like 5% or 6% drawdown. Then I came up from that and went all the way up to about 5% in profit. So from being down -6%, I went up to being plus 5%. Right, and I think from the -6% I went up to being in plus 1% or plus 2% in 1 week, and then the next week he went up to plus 5%. The week after that, I don't think I saw any trade, and then after that, I almost passed the account. That's the crazy thing. I almost passed the account. I remember I was up on a trade. Okay, no, I was up 5% on the balance. 5% in profit, and the target, because FTMO is 10%. So if it wasn't FTMO, I would have passed the first phase, but because it's FTMO and the target is 10%, so I didn't pass it. I needed 2 more percent to pass the account. So what happened was I was up 5%. Then I took a trade. I can still remember that trade. That thing was painful, but I took the trade. It was on a pair USD card on a Friday. I took the trade. I sniped it at the low, like cut the tip of the low so I could get the best risk to reward. And I was looking for 1 to 5 so I can pass the account with that single trade. So I took the trade. The trade went up in profit about more than halfway. It was almost close to the TP. And then equity was showing I was up by equity 8%. So the balance was at 5%. I was up by equity 8%. So that's why I said that if it was not FTMO, I would have passed that phase 1. But because FTMO I needed 10%, so I was still in the challenge. So what happened was he reached that 8%, and then I wanted it to hit the TP, so I didn't close the trade. So because I wanted to pass the account from there. Looking back at it now, I feel like I should have closed that trade, but I didn't close the trade, and then the trade came back down to break even, and then I ended up not getting anything out of the trade. And then from that point on, the account was going up, down from 5%. I think I came back down to like 2%, and then I went back to 5% or 6%, and then made some mistakes, was greedy and made some emotional decisions there, and also I think there was a mistake I made where I placed a trade with the wrong lot size, and then I had to close that trade and then lost like 1% because of that. But aside the fact, from that point on, the account went down, and then I hit my worst trading month, which is September, which was the month that I finished the account. So the month of September, I didn't have good trades at all throughout the week. I didn't break my rules in September, but the trades that showed up during September were not actually a good trade. They didn't work out well. All right, so that's how I lost the accounts. Now, what are the lessons I learned from losing the accounts? One of the lessons I learned from losing the account is, first of all, don't try to pass the account. If you're trading a Puffem account, don't try to pass the account. Now, that sounds weird because you're actually trading to pass the account. But the thing is, psychologically, if you try to pass the account, you end up losing the account. I don't know, that's just how it works. That's just the psychology of the whole thing, because when you try to pass the account, it's going to lead you to making decisions that is towards that end goal. So you want to pass the account. The fact that you want to pass the account is going to affect your decision making, which is gonna ensure that you make decisions based off of that fact that you want to pass the account. For example, let's say because you want to pass the account, you might say, okay, let me increase my leverage, let me increase my lot size so that this one trade will pass the account. That's bad. Okay, I mean, this trade is almost at TP. If I increase the take profits just a little bit more, so if we hit the take profit, I'll pass the account. That's another problem there. I think that was what wouldn't happen to me when the account was up 8%. If I should have closed the trade, because that was a 1 to 3. I was looking for a 1 to 5, which on a normal day, I usually go for a 1 to 3, but I was looking for 1 to 5 so I could pass the account. So I should have closed the trade. So because I was trying to pass the account, that led me to leaving that trade on, and then the trade ended up coming back down to affect me. So not try to pass the account. Just trade consistently, follow your trading plan, trade everything take every setup that shows up, whether it's a good setup or not. It has to look good. It has to be your trading plan as a setup. Right. So whether it works out or not, that's what I mean. Whether it works out or not, it doesn't matter. Just place the trade, and at the end of the day, see where you're at. You either blow the account or you pass the account. One of the two. Something is gonna happen. You either pass or you lose. That's it. So when you're trading prop firms, don't try to pass the account, because trying to pass the account is gonna breed greed. It's gonna make you make some emotional decisions and all of that. Second lesson I learned from that is losses are gonna affect you psychologically when it comes to prop firms, because the thing about prop firms is because they have a profit target. When you lose, for example, let's say you're at break even, you lose a trade, then now you're down minus 1%. Now you need to make 10%. You originally you needed to make 10%, now you need to make 11%. By the time you're down, like 4%, now you need to make 14%. Right, and the thing about prop firms is when you're trading with prop firms, you can't withdraw your money till you pass the account, and even when you pass the account, you still have to wait another 30 days before you pass the account, before you get your withdrawals. So all those things can affect you psychologically. But what I mean by losses is that, well, the mistake I made was I allowed some of the losses to affect me because I wanted to pass the account. So it made me to make some emotional decisions. Now, the thing about that is we are all human beings. If you try to, I know you're going to hear on the internet, try to trade without emotions or be robotic and all that. The truth is you're a human being. There's no way you can be robotic. As long as you're a human being, you have feelings, you have emotions. And the only thing that you can do about the emotions is, one, try to suppress the emotion, and two, change to how you react and how you behave towards the emotion. Now, you're going to feel emotion. Doesn't matter who you are, except maybe the money that you're trading doesn't really, you're trading like a $10 account and it doesn't really mean anything to you. But if you're trading significant amounts of money, you're trading big accounts, it's going to affect you emotionally. All right. And the only way you can go through that successfully is I think the best way to do that will not even be suppressing your emotion, because at the end of the day, you're going to still end up, the emotions, there's a point where you can suppress it. You can only suppress it for so long, and then it's going to come out one way or the other. So I think the best way to manage your emotions is to change the way you react to the emotion. So if you lose a trade and you tend to feel emotions, negative emotions towards that, and you feel like raging out, most people, what they do is, the way they react to those losses is they tend to overtrade or revenge trading, trying to get their money back, or over leverage, trying to make more than what they lost. So if you can change that reaction, if you change the way you react to the losses, you're going to be able to properly manage the losses well, or manage the emotions well. And because we're human beings, you can fall at some points, and that was what happened to me at some point there. I made some decisions that I shouldn't have made, took some trades that are not in my setup because I wanted to pass the account. So that's just the thing there. Apart from that, I think there's no other thing there, because I followed my trading plan. I took most of the trades that I was meant to take. I don't think I missed any good trades. I think maybe just one or two. So that's just the thing. There's a profit account, I've lost the account and move on. Just simply buy on the account or something. So that's just how it is. hope you guys learned something from this and got something from this. So if you are trading a profit account right now, don't try to pass the account. Don't try to pass the account. Just trade to be consistent. All right, trade to be consistent. Take every trade that shows up. Doesn't matter if it's a win or a loss. Take every trade that shows up and you should be good to go. And manage your emotions properly. Don't react to your emotions. Find a way to change your behaviors towards your emotions and you should be good to go. If you guys found this video helpful, make sure you follow and like for more. Subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.